And now, your local forecast.
You're tuning in to the forecast. My name is M4 Sonic, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Chief Street.
Howdy.
How are we?
Yeah, feeling different.
Feeling different. Chief's annoyed because we've got rid of headphones because eventually we're going to get rid of these mics as well. I haven't told you this. We're going to go to lav mics. See, I just bumped the mic. Hopefully you can't hear it.
Yeah. No, I know you're fighting this fight, and I'm going to try it and I'm going to see how we go. So far,
you hate it.
I don't know. The headphones, I've said it before, it's like putting your boots on, you're getting ready for the game. That's what I feel like. I'm getting locked in for the podcast.
Luke's doing a great job executive producing the podcast today.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Well done.
Andrew couldn't make it today, so we got
Had
Luke.
to fire the last guy because he captioned the Instagram shorts Belgium instead of Belgium.
You know what happened? With the video software, you have to go in and fix some stuff. And they had everything like lowercase. So all the Tomorrow World, Tomorrowland, all the countries, it was all lowercase. And so obviously I've gone in and I've made a spelling mistake. I haven't picked it up until you saw it. Luckily, Instagram only showed one person the video. So
yeah,
that was you. So
look, that's fine. In more exciting news, the set. I'm digging it. So we're a bit tired actually. Chief and I have spent all day trying to look for shelves, trying to look for props. I think I'm pretty happy where it's headed. We've got like a multi-tiered shelf. For those listening won't see it, but for those watching, we've got a multi-tiered shelf to which one shelf is visible.
I knew this was going to happen when we were shopping. And that's why I was kind of trying to say like, let's not go all out on this big square shelf. I was like, the couch is going to cover everything up anyway.
Yep. That's all right.
So I think the ones we got look really good.
I'm happy. So got my little plaque out, which I haven't put out anywhere for the longest time. Luke printed me some really cool art, which we discussed, I think, last week. So the Tomorrow World poster with my name. Skrillex is on the bill.
Real?
Yeah, so
what
good.
What time's he playing?
He was the headline.
And how long ago was that?
2014.
He's still killing it. He's still on top.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's that?
Do we think Skrillex will ever make dubstep again?
Okay, well, have you heard his latest couple tracks that he's put out?
I have to admit that I've kind of jumped off the bandwagon in the last few years.
That's fair enough. I mean, I don't know if there's a bandwagon for him anymore. He's like so big that, there's no underground battle that you're like, trying to push him through. He's
maybe when he stopped wearing glasses and had hair down his shoulders, that's probably when now he has a beard. And
I actually like his look at the moment with the like
cool
dad pack and like the black shirt like tucked in and stuff. I think he looks cool.
Yeah.
Do I think he'll make dubstep again?
Yeah, like the what was it?
Scary Monsters.
And Nice Sprites.
No.
That was No,
he'll never go that way again.
Oh.
He'll make bass music forever. And I mean, he's putting it out now. It's just more of a, current type of sound. He's not going to go back to massive growls.
That's
like,
sad.
it doesn't make any sense. Oh, nah, it's not. like that's who he was at that time. And now he's grown.
I want that back.
Yeah, but that's just not how it works. Like,
well, someone's got to step in.
I don't think anyone wants to hear that anymore.
But it's the audience. Do we want to hear what? Okay, is this the correct term? Was it called brostep?
Yeah.
Brostep?
Yeah.
So is that genre even a thing anymore?
I mean, there's some people who it keeps coming out, but in my opinion, it's just recycled crap that sounds the same as all the other songs that have come out before it.
And that's what made it good to begin with, right?
It was original at the beginning, and now it's just like the same like formula over and over again. And I think that's where people don't really enjoy it. Like, I don't know, I saw a post come up of like Excision releasing another song, and obviously he's doing incredible things, especially with the Lost Lands Festival and stuff like that. But the music he's putting out isn't exactly groundbreaking. Like, it's very much regurgitating the dubstep formula, sounds and things like that.
Well, until that kind of comes back and is trending, it's kind of hard for me to make Launchpad music in the style that I made back in the day.
Okay, I think you've got a total different avenue with that type of sound and what you're doing in that. And I think you could futurize it.
Well, we did a track for Chorus AI where I took all the, Luke, you correct me if I'm wrong, it was the house tracks, I'm pretty sure. They had like a bunch of, it was 11 tracks, 10 or 11 tracks, chopped them all up and made sort of like a houseier tune. But the play style on a Launchpad, if you're playing one shots, it's hard to do with house music's like loops and progressions and things like that. So I think, yeah, maybe I'll do the Skrillex and evolve into something new. I'm not sure.
I really liked that performance. I thought it was really unique and in the way that like, yeah, you pushed from what you were doing previously into something new.
Might try some more. I need to figure out where to put a Launchpad because I'd like to play Launchpad on this podcast again.
We have room in the shot? Yeah.
We'll make it work. Yeah, just chuck it in the center here. But that's actually one thing I want to talk about. I need to stop talking about things that I want to do because I don't end up doing them.
Yeah, I guess that's...
I need to win silently and then maybe on the podcast talk about the things that I've done. Not, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this because I have failed miserably with the gym.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a really busy schedule at the moment.
No excuse.
I mean, there's only so much time for things. And I mean, I feel busy and I've got half of the stuff that you need to worry about. So...
Well, you guys have seen firsthand, hey, when the little ones are at the studio, it's hectic.
It's full on. And that's, not even a quarter of what the real story is there. So I don't blame you for not having, the gym, you could say it takes 45 minutes, but to get there, to get home, to have the shower, it's...
The hardest part's just going, man.
Yeah.
And it's like the same for our creative passion music. The hardest part is just for me right now is even just like getting to the studio to like work on music in the right headspace. There's plenty of time to use the studio, but often I'm not like in gear. But anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to recap from previous episode where we talked about the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah, you dropped some news on me, which really surprised me.
Hot water. They are running at a significant loss.
Already?
Yep. And I think it was either their CEO or CFO has just resigned.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know why?
Yeah, they're just not making the money that they thought they would. They've
and is
put
that because
so much into it. How many billions was it?
Yeah, a few. Yeah. And is that because they can't fill it with shows?
Not sure. I think maybe the appetite for it isn't quite there yet. Who knows?
Because when we spoke about it a few weeks ago, I think we both saw like the potential in it, and especially the ad revenue that it would just generate in the back. I was like, that's a great way to just...
Potentially nobody can afford that type of ad spend.
Well, I've been noticing that on Twitter, all that's been plastered on there at the moment is this yellow smiley face with eyes that just watches planes fly by.
It's pretty dope.
I know. How sick is that? You're catching a flight and you look down and there's this like 3D kind of like figure. But you're right. Like if you don't have I forget what it was, like 500 grand or whatever for a week or something.
Oh, it's mental.
Then like maybe they priced people out.
Potentially.
Like it was cool for the first round. I mean, well, what happens if a place like that goes down though, right? They don't just, it's not just going to be empty.
Sure. Spotify's been running at a loss for a long time and they seem to be going still. So I don't know. We'll stay tuned on that because I'm interested because that venue really is like the perfect venue for someone like me to play.
Groundbreaking. Imagine having you that large.
Imagine seeing my hands that big.
It'd be a bit spooky, I think. You'd be like the master of puppets up the...
Like I'm claustrophobic, so I'd freak the shit out of me. But
in a bubble. But
yeah, ultimately, if I do a live show again, I need to have something massive, like screen-wise, so you guys can see what I'm doing on the Launchpad.
Behind you. What would be your ideal show at this moment?
Well, Luke, for my birthday, we showed the artwork last episode of all the music festivals I've played. Literally anywhere with a crowd right now would be amazing for me. Yeah. Like the pandemic really threw things massively sideways. And we were speaking off camera before about like a bass music type festival that we want to do. Again, I don't want to talk about something and then it not happen, but we've got lots of ideas. Any opportunity to play a show at this point in time would be prime. I don't really care.
Yeah, I back that too. Yeah, I don't feel so bad at the moment because there's not a lot happening where we live.
Unfortunately.
So it's super sad at the moment. It's
Adelaide's a tough one.
Very bad situation, bad reality. But at least I don't feel like I'm getting left off any bills. It's just, there is no bills.
I'm really interested to know where music goes virtually. I think that's going to be a big ticket. So I know the whole crypto space and NFT thing sort of died down a bit. It's not like mainstream Twitter anymore, but well, I guess it is on my Twitter stream because I follow so many people, but I know it's not like the hype around it. Like our parents aren't talking about it.
No, I think it got overblown at the time, but crypto is going to always be a thing. But the Web3, NFT space, virtual reality, I think it got jumped. Everyone jumped the gun a bit thinking it was ready when it's like, I think it's still a while away.
Yeah, I think it's like any brand, you need to sort of establish some trust, and there's just so many things or so many stories you hear about where things go awry. And I'm glad that we're in it when we did get in, because at least by the time things are pumping again, we don't look like we've just jumped on the trends. Yeah. Like we've put in the groundwork. But in terms of live performance, again, like you and I are gamers, we're talking about how I want to get involved in your Fortnite crew because I want to jump back in and have some fun.
Dubs.
That to me is where I see what I do. I'd love to get into the Web3 stuff so that no matter where you are, like that's ultimately why we're doing the podcast, right? Is just to have connection again. I think, yes, I would love to play a main stage festival in front of a sea of people, but how cool would it be to do that virtually to an even bigger audience? That would be, I think where did I watch in Fortnite?
Oh, the Travis Scott show. That was the first one.
I think Marshmallow did one as well.
Probably. I reckon they did the rounds after.
Yeah, and that was so much fun. Like that was cool as.
Yeah, that was certainly a moment.
So yeah, if I could do something virtually, especially like motion cap tech with my hands, and you could see virtual hands playing Launchpad and stuff. Like
sure.
Now we're getting to the sphere, but from the comfort of your own bedroom.
Yeah, I wonder how that looks and feels for you. Like pre-recorded, basically, and like no crowd react. Like I don't know. Like
I would definitely be a Fortnite character in the crowd just watching.
You just peek how it goes. Well, yeah, I'm sure you'd see your demos before it launches and stuff.
I can't remember if this is a thing yet or it's something that's being spoken about, but I think they're going to try holograms. So the idea would be Tiesto could play a show in Ibiza, but his hologram's appearing in Berlin at another club of that same set performance.
Are you paying for a ticket to see hologram Tiesto?
I don't know. Would you?
Okay, so Skrillex is playing somewhere in Adelaide, but it's actually not him. It's just a feed of some other show and his hologram. No, I don't care. Maybe the first time. Like, maybe while it's new, you're like, I got to check this out, this new technology. But like after a while, the whole point is that you see artists in the flesh. Like I remember when I saw Kanye at the Entertainment Center kind of before he went cuckoo and stuff. And when he walked out, that was the best moment because it was like, holy shit, this guy's real and he's here.
For sure. Yeah.
And I think if that's not an element in a live show, I think it loses some stuff. But like dance music is very different kind of music where, because it's not live performance and everything's, so polished that maybe it works a bit differently in that type of space, Yeah. Because they're just playing tracks. So like, it's not like you're missing, there is emotion in it. I don't know.
It's a tough one. Like we talked about other live shows that are so theatrical that you're not even really that interested in who's DJing. It's just like the visuals and the pyro and.
Well, one of the comments on the Afrojack Laid Back Luke thing was like, made a great point. It was like, well, there's a reason that Afrojack's on the main stages and Laid Back Luke's on the side. He's like, it's all about the entertainment.
Massively.
And I just read that and I was like, I think that was spot on to kind of the avenue we were kind of taking.
Yeah, there was a tweet that I should have jumped in on and sort of criticized. Long story short, it was a club promoter saying that you think that we just book people based on Instagram. That's not true. We've been booking talented acts for ages. And I still feel like for a long time, the clubs in particular have had to book acts that are going to sell drinks.
Yeah, going to pull people in.
Yeah.
Was that an Australian tweet or was that just...
No, overseas. It'd be good, Luke. We've got to get you on the podcast to talk about your trip to Amsterdam because the culture and the scene over there is just so supportive and everybody seems to... It's just not foreign where we're really, paddling upstream, I think, locally.
Yeah, that's what it always comes back to.
You be able to hear him off mic, but he was just saying there's so much more people. So
we're so far away, man. Anyway, we've kind of harped on all this before.
We have.
I don't like being down on everything.
No,
like, look,
we're very positive
it's kind
people.
of a sad reality in Australia that we are just far away. There's not a lot of people here. It's hard to business is hard.
We're going to get on a plane.
But it's a long plane. I don't know. I got lucky when we went to China. Our flights were empty.
Really? I didn't even ask
like
about
pretty much empty. I got a row of 4 there and back.
Dude,
so
you
I
flew
slept
first class.
like
That's unreal.
I couldn't believe it, man. And like, so on the way there, it was really quiet. And so we were able to get a row without even having to like be rude or push in or whatever.
Yep.
And like everyone in the front portion of the plane kind of just got their own row. It was awesome. And then on the way back, I came in like to the plane a little bit late and a lot of people had sat down and I was like, okay, this is a little bit busier, but there's potential. A lot of the middle rows were still empty and I was like, okay. I'll see what my situation looks like first. So I flew back without Donna. So it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the seating arrangement was 2-4-2.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, look, if I have a 2 together, maybe that's not so bad. And maybe I could just put up with that. I approached my seat and there was the biggest dude I'd seen on the entire trip sitting next to me. And I was like, oh no. I just couldn't, I was like, fuck, I can't do this. So even before the plane took off, I was sitting there, I had my bag there and that, and like you could see I had everything I needed. And then I was just like, sorry, man, I got to get up. And just got up and he was like a bit confused. And I just went and just moved 3 rows up, put my bag down on a seat and just sat down and was like, I'm just going to be selfish and I'm just going to take this. And that was it. And then I slept beautifully on the way back. It's awesome.
I have so many plane stories. Maybe because this is a short episode today, I'll close with one of...
Close? Jeez. Nick wants to go home.
20
minutes.
Hey, you don't know how long this story's going to be. So I'll just give you a quick recap of one of the worst flights. I've had really bad flights and they're probably in a whole episode in itself. There was this one flight, international, flying LA back to Brisbane.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in an exit row with 2 other lads. And they were in the business lounge prior to boarding and were paralytic. Just
hammered.
Yeah. Anyway, I was really tired. I was completely gassed from the trip. And I've fallen asleep after takeoff. But these guys are rowdy. Like they're hassling the hosties, being like, can we get some more wine? Can we get some more drinks? Those types of characters where it's like, sir, you need to put your seatbelt on. Those ones, like they just weren't listening, paying attention, whatever. Anyway, I wake up probably an hour into the flight, covered in vomit.
No way.
Yep. Like hot vomit.
Oh.
The 2 bros, I don't even know where they are. So I'm like freaking out. I call the hostie and this hostie was not in a good mood because these guys had been giving her such a hard time and she had painted me with the same brush. She comes up, she's like, what? Like real, like, what's up? I'm like,
you're the innocent one here.
I was like, I don't know what's happened. I was asleep and someone has thrown up on me. She's like, what? Someone? I thought, weren't you traveling with them? I'm like, no, not. Don't know who they are. She's like, oh, we thought you were all together. They are cleaning themselves up. We are so sorry. They're bringing me towels, whatever. And then someone else, another hostie came up and was like, we're so sorry. Like we're going to bump you up to, I think I was flying economy and they bumped me up to primo.
Yeah.
But they had to get me some pajamas.
I was going to say, any clothes? Change of clothes, surely.
Yeah, they got me some jammies and...
That's cozy.
I'm like doing the walk of shame down the aisle in the middle of the flight, like drenched in someone else's vomit, had to take it off in that tiny little toilet, put them into a bag, and then I don't even remember.
Like dry reaching through this whole thing. Like how do you you got to get your shirt off without
getting it on your
vomit
face.
on your face.
It's fucking miserable.
Oh, dude.
And then, I'm in these jammies and I waddle back down the aisle with this bag full of vom-covered clothes. Hostie's like, we'll look after it till you the end of the flight. Move up to primo. I smell like vomit.
There's no showers on that, is there?
Well, I don't know. First class maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think only select.
Anyway, I sit down. This hostie's now very lovely to me. And smell like vomit for the remaining 10 or 11 hours of that flight. And that's not even my worst flight story. Stay tuned.
How could that not?
Oh, don't you worry. I'll tell you about the story about the poo plane.
Poo plane. Okay.
But yeah. But anyway, shorter episodes today because Chief and I all day have just been running wild and we got the set all done and dressed and ready and then we ran out of time and I've got to shoot. But we are very appreciative to the people that have joined our contests. I've got some masters to do.
Yeah.
I keep saying do your masters. I've got to actually do them this week. So if you've sent MSTR to me, trust in that I will get your masters back to you shortly. And our competition winners from the first round, Chief and I have loaded the USBs and we're going to post them off. So they are on their way to you. And you've got your T-shirts as well. And was there one
more winner from last week's episode, and we'll have to reach out to them, but it should be pretty easy for them.
We'll reach out. So yeah, stay tuned for more exciting things. We'd like to know too if you guys want a certain topic covered or anything that we can do to help. Maybe you're an aspiring artist, DJ, musician, whatever, singer-songwriter. We've got lots of interesting stories and lots of guests. We have seriously chatted about guests. So if you've got any questions for people, write in.
Cheers.
Cheers.